Okay, Viva question. What was the Jacksonian Revolution? Andrew Jackson is one of the more out there presidents we have had in American history. But with everything he has done, he's probably most known for removing Native Americans from the South and making the Trail of Tears. The Jacksonian Revolution was a huge political movement that drastically changed America's political system, including the political parties. First off, Jackson's presidency was one of the first by a middle class member, and him being a middle class member would help increase the power of the less fortunate, including the lower class and also the middle class. He introduced the spoils system in his presidency, and he also created the idea of manifest destiny by inviting the Scot-Irishmen to America and removing the native Indians and making the Trail of Tears. Before Andrew Jackson, every president was from the high upper class and was very wealthy. Jackson, however, was from the middle class, which meant he had a very hard life when he was growing up. He was a very troubled boy and would play these pranks and do not too great things. So he knew what it was like growing up with nothing, and that really helped him during his presidency to help shed light to the lower class and to the people who really needed help. So what he did to help the lower and middle class is he created the Democratic Party to fight against the upper class. Because back then there was only one political party, and it was really just the upper class ruling all of the government business. He made not only land-owning white men to vote, but every single white male had the privilege to vote now. This helped the middle class and lower class more than ever because now they had a voice. Robert McNamara said, as a proponent of the common man, Jackson's time as president marked a profound change, as it signaled the opening of great economic and political opportunity beyond a small aristocratic class. Before the middle class was just brushed to the side, but now they had a voice and were willing to use it. So this really helped America be more unified and helped push the idea of more voters, which helped make women vote and helped make people of color vote. So this really pushed the amount of people able to vote for president or for governor or for really any cabinet position. As I said, Jackson had a very hard life growing up, and his attitude when he was young and how he acted really presented itself when he was a president, and it really shaped how he acted as a president and what his ideals were. During his presidency, he embraced the spoils system and gave his followers more power. He also increased the power of being a president by vetoing laws and bent Congress to his liking. Since he was the only official elected by the entire country, he had the power of the democracy to do things and use this new power. So he would, help out other Democrats more than the other Republicans because, of course, he wanted more power like everyone does, and if he helped out the Democrats, that would gain more power in the Democratic side, and then the Republicans would be smaller and more Democratic laws would be passed, and that would help the whole Democratic side. And that's what he means by the spoils system. His presidency also led to the idea of manifest destiny and grew the size of America. In 1830, he tried to pass the Indian Removal Act and remove the Indians that were already living there since really before we went to America and founded it with Christopher Columbus. and he wanted to gain land, which is what Manifest Destiny is, thinking that America can gain all this power and land. And yeah, more and more settlers were coming from different countries, and the towns were going bigger with the Industrial Revolution, so they needed more space for America. He believed America should stretch from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean. So he had to get rid of the middleman, which happened to be the Native Americans. This created the Trail of Tears, and once he moved out the Indians, new men and women quickly moved there, like they were families or the Scott Irishmen. So the Jacksonian Revolution was a major political change on the middle class. It changed how the president acted with their power and made the Trail of Tears.